I'm Katie Street. I'm the Clinical Director of 1010 Counseling at Maryland Therapeutic Riding.
I'm Jessica Mitchell. I'm the lead equine specialist for the Equine-Assisted Psychotherapy program.
At MTR, with our Equine-Assisted Psychotherapy program, or EAP, we utilize the EGALA model. EAP is a client-centered experiential approach. Rather than talking face-to-face in an office, we are creating and facilitating experiences with horses that help us to gain insight into what our treatment goals are, what we're there to receive services for. To do that, we work as a team. I work with our certified equine specialists, and one of them is Jessica.
As the equine specialist for the program, my job is to observe the behaviors of the horses. In those observations, I'm making sure to not consider what my own interpretations of those behaviors might be. And I use those observations and communicate those to my mental health provider and use those to elicit conversation with the client. And that might be by asking the client externalizing questions and seeing where the story develops from there.
We are calling them horses now, but we don't call them horses when we're working with them. We don't call them by their names so that they become metaphors and symbols. Everything in the space could be a potential metaphor or symbol. We've had horses become family members. We've had horses become panic attacks. Having that horse running around the arena and looking like panic, we were able to practice. How do we help a panic attack calm down? What coping skills might we use?
The client has the opportunity to move as quickly or as slowly in the process as they'd like. During the session, the client may be asking questions about the horse, and they think the discussion is about the horses, and it seems that it is, and then all of a sudden they recognize that the conversation is actually about themselves.
Hello, my name is Jenny, and I'm a volunteer here at Maryland Therapeutic Riding. My journey did not begin as a volunteer, though. When I was searching out mental therapy to go along with all of the physical therapy that I had had, I found one in the neighborhood close by. I did not realize at the time it would be at MTR. I actually fell in love with this place driving by it, though at that time I never thought I could be able to participate in therapy, let alone riding at this level. I began equine-assisted psychotherapy, and I found Splash.
Hi, my name is Lorelei. I'm 17 years old and I'm a volunteer here at MTR. I started volunteering at MTR after being discharged from a 4-month hospitalization for anorexia at Shepherd Pratt. After I'd left the hospital, my mom wanted me to find something to do, and one day we stumbled upon MTR on the way to my brother's flag football game when we were looking for another destination and ended up in the parking lot. I've always loved horses since I was younger, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity to help out other people while also finding something that I was passionate about.
Hi, I'm Kirby Bowling. I was a security forces member in the United States Air Force and deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, where I was exposed to toxic chemicals in the burn pits, which gave me severe neurological damage. And when I came back to the United States, their basic philosophy was if it hurts, stop doing it. So the pain management style was pain avoidance. Previously to my deployments, I competed in baseball and triathlons, did rock climbing, and then those things hurt, so I stopped doing them. Eventually the pain and the neuropathy and the other symptoms got so bad as far as being able to go up and down stairs that I was using a wheelchair. Being in a wheelchair has a lot of physical limitations, but also has a lot of emotional too. I didn't realize that when you're in a wheelchair, you are invisible. In an effort to try to be more social, get out to more events, I attended Maryland Therapeutic Riding. So I just kind of watched the other people interact with the horses. And then I decided that I wanted to apply, and the Wounded Warrior Project sponsored me.
The first day I walked out into the field and I met Splash and Onyx. I was filled with fear because I did not know if I would have the strength or be brave enough to follow through with this. But when Splash came over to me, that fear went away.
Through volunteering at MTR, I had the pleasure of interacting with a pony named Rue. Rue automatically became my best friend and became someone that I told everything to, which sounds crazy, but it's a lot easier to talk about your struggles with someone or something that can't necessarily speak back to you and provide any judgment. Rue was able to, in a way, mimic the way that I was feeling and allow me to feel comforted. So based on my emotions on that certain day, I would see them manifest in herself, which was really helpful in the way of letting me know that I wasn't alone. And knowing that I had such a close connection with her gave me the motivation and the drive to move forward and keep working in my recovery, as I knew that if I was not doing what I needed to do and following my treatment protocols, I wouldn't be able to be there with her.
I had a lead walker and I had 2 side walkers to help me stay on the horse. The way the horse moved, my muscles, my ligaments, my joints all started responding as if I was walking. The other aspect that really surprised me was the emotional connection between a horse and their rider. I was riding a horse named Onyx, and as I would lead him back to the stall, my knees would kind of buckle and I would have a hard time walking. I would kind of put my arms around him because I needed his support, and he would slow down because he knew I needed the time and the patience. Even though he was ornery, he was intuitive. And you wouldn't think that a 2,000-3,000 pound animal would be so in tune and so sensitive to their rider. And as I was saying before, being in a wheelchair and having that sense of invisibility with others, having that connection with the horse really brought out my personality and allowed me to help interact with people more often and better. Since first coming out here and being in the wheelchair, I no longer use my wheelchair or my walker or my cane, and I'm able to ride independently. And in fact, this last December, I was able to ride in my first horse show.
One of the things that really sets MTR apart is the way we consider the horses to be our partners in all of the work that we do at the farm.
The work in the arena or in the fields with the horses becomes a story. Each week, the client comes and adds more to their story, and the horses participate in their story.
After only a few more months of working with Splash, I was given the opportunity to learn how to train and be a volunteer in service instead of being the one that needed the help.
I'm very appreciative of all the aspects that MTR has provided for my health, not just the physical, but also the emotional.
Just being on the farm here at MTR has played such a huge role in my own growth, healing, and recovery. Through my interactions with others, I have been able to find the courage to share my story with the world.
If we are feeling alone or separate, we're not going to be able to heal like we can when we're together.